Arsenal have secured Champions League for the third consecutive season. So after a massive victory against Newcastle, today we'll get the breakdown on Arsenal's major return, as well as getting a massive update on Jurriën Timber. We'll also find out what's happening with Arsenal's brand new wide forward, discuss the future of Leandro Trossard, discuss the latest on Victor Gyökeres, and find out if Arsenal could be making a move for Xavi Simons. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Basketball and welcome back to your boy channel, and I hope you guys are doing sensational. Champions League football confirmed for another year. The transfer window around the corner. Let's just say we have a lot to break down, so as per, smash a like on this video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you are new. But starting off with Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0. I won't lie to you guys, this was a very satisfying victory. Not just because Newcastle knocked us out of the Carabao Cup. They beat us earlier this season in the Premier League. But after a week of pain, the game against PSG, the Champions League heartbreak, Mikel Arteta's Arsenal won their first game in 6. With the man of the match, the Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya, dropping an 8.1 rating with 5 saves, 1.94 goals prevented, 4 saves inside the box, but also 3 errors led to a shot. To get such a high rating despite having 3 errors that led to a shot, just goes to show the magnitude of the saves that Raya was making. In the first half where he caused Arsenal problems, he was also our saviour. Important saves to keep the score at 0-0, but also intent on keeping his 13th clean sheet of the season. So with only 1 game left of the campaign, Raya goes joint top alongside Matt Sells with Nottingham Forest, looking set to win back-to-back Golden Gloves. This has been one of our strongest points of the season. A player in goal that has grown game by game. Lastly, there was uncertainty if he was better than Aaron Ramsdale. Now he's one of the undisputed best goalkeepers in the Premier League. But it also poses the question going forwards. With all the reports that Arsenal will sign a brand new goalkeeper this summer, looking at the young Jean Garcia, a player with first team potential, when you've got a number 1 the quality of Raya, do you need to spend £30 million on a backup? Well, according to a reliable hand of Arsenal, Jean Garcia's entourage has recently been contacted by Man City. Barcelona have also returned for sweepstakes with Deco, using Garcia's agent Andy Barra's close relationship with the Barcelona board to his advantage. More than 10 clubs are interested in Garcia. As reported a month ago, Arsenal have had this deal wrapped up early this year, but then decided to go radio silent on his camp. Will Berta pick up the phone? The next few weeks are crucial. For now, it's an open race. Ranking number 3 in La Liga for save percentage, number 1 for saves per 90, with a whopping 6.9 goals prevented. Once again, the highest in the league. 24 years of age with so much clear potential. The idea of why Arsenal have wanted Garcia is because they see one of the best in the world. Having seen the impact of Donnarumma in the Champions League, goalkeepers in these high-stake games have the clear ability to make a difference. But the question that I have always asked myself is, if Arsenal do want Garcia, when you're once above Barcelona and Man City and so many other top teams that will see him as a number 1 straight away, would he still want to come to Arsenal when a first team place is not guaranteed? But for Arsenal in this game, we have to praise Raya because the XG definitely doesn't go in our favour. Arsenal only 0.80, Newcastle 1.85, yet it was Arsenal that came out with the 3 points, and you know what, it was so satisfying. Having watched us miss numerous chances in the Carabao Cup earlier this season, an XG of nearly 3 but not a single goal scored. After 52 shots against Newcastle this season, Declan Rice finally found the back of the nets, as the Arsenal midfielder dropped a 7.8 rating with 1 fantastic goal, 21 accurate passes and 2 accurate long balls, having now scored 16 goals for Arsenal in 103 appearances, already overtaking his West Ham tally. And what I found even more surprising is Rice now has 19 goals and assists this season, only 1 off a 20 season. With Arsenal going for Martin Zubimendi playing part as a number 6 this season, we are now seeing Rice turn into the perfect box-to-box midfielder, a player that in these big games where the margins are so tight, as we saw with his goal, has the ability to be a game breaker. After 17 goals and assists in his first season, 19 in his second, if the plan next year is to play Zubimendi as a number 6, could Rice be going for 25? We also need to talk about the Arsenal centre-backs. After William Saliba was taken off at half-time, with Arteta confirming that he felt something in his hamstring, it was a very intriguing performance by Ricardo Calafiori. With one of his first Arsenal appearances playing as a left centre-back, we saw a player look solid with a 6.7 rating, 1 tackle, 1 ground ball 1, as well as 20 accurate passes. But when you look at his heat map, what you'll notice straight away is he was playing far from just centre-back, somehow still breaking into the final third and providing overlaps. It was a rare glimpse into a centre-back that has so much ability, very similar to Declan Rice in a sense, with an ability to burst forwards with power. So after a first year which has been hampered by a lot of injuries, it's very easy to forget that Arsenal do have a rare profile. A player who's only just turned 23 years of age, and a player that always brings intensity. A smart passer of the ball that likes to add tempo. For an Arsenal team that can definitely be too slow on the ball, the profile of Calafiori is a breath of fresh air. But in terms of the Arsenal stat leader, it was actually Jakub Kiwior, dropping an 8.3 rating with 11 clearances, 2 block shots, 2 interceptions, 4 tackles, 4 ground balls won and 93% of passes completed. I have to simply clap my hands and say fair play, lad. A player that was questioned so highly after the injury to Gabriel Magalhaes, he performed against Real Madrid. He stepped up on a consistent basis, and he's got a lot of Arsenal fans thinking going forwards. To win a title having seen the importance of depth, for a player that many people were open to selling, having just seen Kiwior and Calafiori keep a clean sheet against the third best team in the Premier League, what do Arsenal have planned for Kiwior's future? Well, according to reports in Italy, Napoli are in the race to sign Jakub Kiwior this summer. Several Italian clubs including AC Milan have contacted the club, but Napoli have the upper hand. Arsenal have set an asking price of 35 million euros. The benefit that Arsenal will now have is the higher market value. Having seen Kiwior perform in the Champions League, a player who is still 25 years of age, any team that wants him will have to pay a premium. But in a game that we also saw a major return, Arsenal fans gave a massive welcome back to the returning Kai Havertz. Playing 40 minutes off the bench in his first game since February, he may have completed only 1 pass, won 2 ground balls, but there was something very different in terms of his physique, with clear images here showing of a far more bulked up Kai Havertz. According to Mikel Arteta, Havertz has undergone a transformation in his body while he was out injured, having destroyed all of Arsenal's gym metrics for the last 10 years. In a year that he was playing mainly as a number 9, but with Arsenal looking set to sign a new striker this summer, will Havertz remain as a centre forward? Or do you believe the reports that claim Havertz could be moved back into midfield next season with the arrival of a new number 9? Havertz is a useful versatile profile, but to maximise his strengths you have to play him alongside a striker. Having seen him thrive alongside Gabriel Jesus, the game that stands out to me is when Arsenal beat Crystal Palace 5-1 this season. Havertz playing at the tip of a diamond, allowed to roam behind the striker and poach in goals. Whether it's Victor Gyökeres, Benjamin Sesko, whoever Arsenal signed, I think a lot of Arsenal fans will be surprised next year by how much Havertz is still going to be involved. So as Arsenal qualified for the Champions League for the 3rd consecutive season, Mikel Arteta caused a lot of controversy after the game, saying make sure it doesn't get blurry. Any other team that I've seen with 1 injury, they have finished 5th, 8th, 16th, 17th. What my team has done in my opinion is incredible, praising the fact that Arsenal are still able to qualify in 2nd, despite the likes of Saka, Odegaard and Gabriel all missing over 3 months. And you know what, I do see the perspective. Having seen the likes of Man City completely fall off after 1 injury to Rodrygo, you then look at Man United and Tottenham, yes missing major players, but disgracing themselves in 16th and 17th. Injuries have always had a massive part of title races, and Arteta is not the first manager to point that out. Go back to January 2023, and as Jurgen Klopp said, Arsenal deserve where they are. They've played outstanding football, but cut off 5 of their players, and they would not be the same. The same exact argument that many Arsenal fans are now using this season. Liverpool have kept their main players fit. Arsenal have been unable to do so, and there is no denying that has played a part. So after losing to Brighton 3-2, Liverpool only able to go up to 86 points, the lowest total of any league winning side since Leicester in 2015-16. This is why I understand the frustration of this season. But having failed to sign a striker in January, with a major lack of investment back in the summer, it feels like Arsenal have missed a major opportunity. So as the Arsenal owner Josh Kroenke says, we plan to invest to get behind winning and doing better next season. Our sporting director Andrea will play an important role in this. We are all crystal clear on exactly what we need to do and the way in which we want to do it. Summer 2025 could be the last potential chance to back Mikel Arteta to help Arsenal win silverware, because fail to do so next season and you wonder if there'll be a major change. So moving on to the breaking Arsenal news, starting off with a massive exclusive regarding the fitness of Jurrien Timber after missing Arsenal's last 2 games via injury. According to Sam Dean, Jurrien Timber is set to undergo an ankle procedure. The Arsenal fullback has been managing his fitness issues in recent weeks, and the club's medical staff have decided that he needs to have a procedure to address the problem. It remains unclear on how long he'll be ruled out for, with other reports claiming that Timber will be back for pre-season. All I'm going to say to my boy is fair play. 48 games played this season, fresh off an ACL injury that ruled him out of the entirety of last season. For many, this has been Arsenal's player of the season, not just because of the level of consistency, but the context behind what he was coming off, recovering at such a high standard, dropping consistent masterclasses in massive games. The operation may be minor, but is definitely needed for a player that most definitely deserves rest. But with Timber hopefully back for pre-season, will he be joined by a certain Arsenal youngster? According to a John Cross exclusive, Arsenal wonder kid Max Dalman at 15 has been told that he will be a part of Arsenal's first team squad next season. He will still be at school, so obvious balancing act, but he's got a big future. GCC's at one side and maybe even a title for Arsenal. The one thing that is for certain is that Mikel Arteta sees Max Dalman as a massive part of his future, talking about him openly in press conferences, seeing a player they can use as a number 10 going forwards. But with the arrival of Ethan Nwaneri as well, potentially a brand new attacking midfielder, even if Dalman makes his first team debut next year, it will still be a major achievement. Let's not forget, guys, this guy is still only 15 years of age. So after Mikel Arteta sent a clear message to the Arsenal board, saying the ones upstairs need to make sure they need to do what they have to do, with Leandro Trossard out of contract in 2026, according to the reliable hand of Arsenal, the future of Trossard is still undecided. Andrea Berta has recently held talks with his camp. It's a very open situation as of today, with talks claiming that Arsenal will offer Trossard a new contract for a player that's produced 19 goals and assists in 55 games this season, playing on the left-hand side and down the middle. A profile this versatile and at this experience is definitely useful to have around. But if reports are to be believed that Arsenal will sign a brand new wide forward, as well as a recent post to Trossard's wife, looking like she was saying her goodbyes, I believe that we will see a forward departure this summer, which opens up room for a brand new signing. So after 19 goals and 8 assists for Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo, 25 years of age and most certainly Premier League proven, according to reliable team news and ticks, Arsenal are targeting Bryan Mbeumo again this summer. After the data team identified him last year, talks are progressing between the club and Mbeumo, but other teams are also in for the Cameroonian. Only behind Mo Salah and Alexander Isak for most goal involvements in the league, a profile that thrives on the right hand side, and would give us something that we definitely lack: precision on the counter-attack. Playing for a Brentford team that mainly score in transition, having seen it against Arsenal time and time again, Mbeumo is a very ruthless player on the counter-attack. There are some valid questions of if Arsenal do need another right winger when you've got Bukayo Saka, but with Mbeumo also able to play down the middle. If the price tag is right, it looks like Arsenal are open to a move. But what about Real Madrid's Rodrygo? According to The Athletic, Mikel Arteta is a big fan of Rodrygo and has given the green light for Arsenal to try and sign him. An agreement, however, is going to be difficult. For a player that was left out of the Clásico, with reports in Spain claiming Rodrygo reportedly refused to play, the Brazilian feels in the shadow of Bellingham and Mbappe, which was then denied by the player himself, saying, "Thank you for all your messages and concerns, I'll be back soon. Stop making things up." But there is no denying the player could be available this summer. So after the reliable Sam C also confirmed that Rodrygo is viewed as a potential market opportunity, discussions are ongoing regarding the possibility. Arsenal's interest seems to be confirmed for a wide forward that's also able to play down the middle. When you look at the profile itself and the history of Arsenal, taking players like Mesut Ozil and Alexis Sanchez, superstars that needed a stage provided by Arsenal Football Club. You then think about Mikel Arteta and the impact of his signings, the transformation of Kai Havertz, making Martin Odegaard into a world superstar, then the impact on Declan Rice, a player now nominated in back-to-back years for the Premier League Player of the Season. Arteta has shown the ability to make superstars, which could be very attractive for Rodrygo. But talking about superstars and brand new centre-forward signings, after Victor Gyökeres scored once again for Sporting as they clinched the Portuguese league title, dropping an 8.4 rating with 1 goal from an XG of 1.60, 5 shots on target, 3 successful dribbles, 9 of 11 ground balls won. The goal was of a level of high technical quality, with lovely feet inside the box. Gyökeres now has 62 goals and 17 assists in 56 games this season, with another example of a player who's able to make his own opportunities, despite the clear weaknesses Gyökeres does have in the air. Think about the best strikers in the Emirates era: Thierry Henry, Robin van Persie, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. None of those players are world class in the air. If you're good enough with your feet, you will find the back of the net. So after Declan Rice was seen liking the photo of Gyökeres' league-winning post, speculation is definitely growing on whether Arsenal will make their move. According to Fabrizio Romano, despite the public statements Victor Gyökeres will surely leave Sporting this summer, a package worth €65 million can be enough to get a green light from Sporting. As agreed with Gyökeres months ago, discussions with top European clubs are continuing. But there also are some contrasting reports coming out of the UK that claim of a rift behind the scenes, going off the fact that Berta prefers Gyökeres, but Arteta prefers Šeško. But after RB Leipzig missed out of European football for the first time since 2015-16, according to Fabrizio Romano, both Xavi Simons and Benjamin Šeško are expected to leave the club this summer. But with Šeško's price tag at nearly €80 million, for a striker that may have scored 20 goals, but still has a lot of room for development. When you then look at Gyökeres, a more proven goal scorer, available for a cheaper price and cheaper wages, there's a reason why Arsenal have interest in both. But then you have the other opportunity also in RB Leipzig, the potential of Xavi Simons, who Fabrizio confirms has made a decision. He's ready to leave RB Leipzig this summer. Plans confirmed as reported in recent months. He's ready for a new chapter with top Premier League clubs and Bayern, all attentive to his situation. RB Leipzig are aware of the player's plan. For a player that has scored 43 goals and got 32 assists over the last 3 seasons, we saw him at the Euros and the way he scored that goal in the semi-final. I love the way that Simons is able to make something out of nothing, a profile that Arsenal need, especially as our midfield continues to evolve. With Zubimendi's arrival alongside Rice, a number 10 with high levels of goal involvement is something we definitely need. So with all the fuss around Florian Wirtz, Man City withdrawing from the race, Liverpool and Bayern on that table, we're talking reportedly at €150 million, while Simons could be available for a lot less. Talk to me about your thoughts down below in the comments. With Xavi Simons available on the market, Is that a player that you want to see Arsenal go inside? But that is the video there and there, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to smash a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you want to follow your boy on all over social medias, and the links are down below in the description. But that was all of what we learned from Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0, as well as all of your latest Arsenal news today, as summer 2025 approaches. A massive transfer window of a gargantuan standard. Let's see what Arsenal have planned, and let's see what Arsenal can try to get done. My friends, I'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves, and in a bit.